What is up, you guys? The 2022 postseason has officially begun, but the playoffs are still a few days away. What do I mean when I say that? The play-in tournament, of course, the opportunity for the 7 through 10 seeds to duke it out and see who gets to squeak into the playoffs as a hopeful Cinderella. I must say, if you dig through my old content, you will find me ridiculing the idea of the play-in before it was made official. But I have completely done a 180 on that. The NBA is competitive for way more teams for way longer nowadays because of the play-in, and I am very grateful. But enough of this introduction, it is time for my predictions. Before we get started, real quick, please comment down below your play-in predictions, like the video, and let's get going for real this time. We will begin in the East, where the 7-seed Brooklyn Nets will host the 8-seed Cleveland Cavaliers. A few weeks ago, the New York City mandate on vaccines in the workplace was lifted, so Kyrie Irving threw himself a parade. Not so fun fact here, the mayor who lifted the mandate now has COVID. Anyways, Kyrie is back on the court and has made the Nets a playoff threat once again. Of course, I think he is overrated, and I think the Nets being so top heavy is ultimately what will be their downfall this postseason, but in the short term, he should play really stinking well. The Cavs' perimeter defense is just average, so Irving and the team's actual best player, Kevin Durant, will no doubt score a ton. But don't count out Darius Garland and the Cavs yet. Though it appears they will be without their all-star center Jarrett Allen due to injury, young stud Evan Mobley has proven himself to be a force to be reckoned with and should be a solid defender against Brooklyn's big man Andre Drummond. I want to give some credit to Drummond real quick. He gets a lot of crap from NBA fans around YouTube, but I think he is a massive, strong, experienced big man who will be a problem for Mobley and ultimately be a huge part in why the Nets will win this series. Yes, it's a series of one game. I think the Nets are going to win it. The second matchup of the East sees the 9th seed Atlanta Hawks take on the 10th seed Charlotte Hornets. Both teams are led by a young all-star guard who has already proven they can will an average team into the postseason. In my opinion, Trae Young and the Hawks have the most at stake here. They made the conference finals last year. They should not be in the play-in right now, but the team's defense fell off a ton and the hot scoring has leveled out. Young is still one of the league's best, and I expect him to be the ultimate decider in this one. He is going to get a lot of shots up. If they fall, he'll score 40 plus and the Hawks will win. If they don't, they lose. For Charlotte, it is not so obvious who leads them to victory. LaMelo Ball is their best player and the one with the ball in his hands the most, but he does not do most of the scoring on most nights. Any one of Ball, Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges, or Kelly Oubre even could take over any given night. A much more well-rounded approach in my opinion, which is better. Not to say Atlanta lacks other guys. Clint Capella had a down year, but is still a big man that Charlotte will not have any answers to. Bogdan Bogdanovic is an effective scorer and playmaker, and guys like Danilo Gallinari, Kevin Huerter, and DeAndre Hunter all could get hot. They don't have John Collins, which is a huge loss, but as an equalizer, Charlotte is without Gordon Hayward. But with it all said and done, I have Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte stealing this one and moving on to duel Cleveland for the 8th seed. In the final fight for the 8th seed, the Cavaliers will host the Hornets, and I have the Hornets upsetting everyone and slipping into the playoffs for their only 3rd appearance in franchise history. They are the worst franchise in NBA history, but things are trending up. Moving to the West now, the 7-seed Minnesota Timberwolves will take on the 8th seed LA Clippers. A tale of two stories. Whereas the Wolves are a younger team full of guys finally putting it all together and earning a postseason run, the Clippers are a team full of veterans who have been without their 2 best players all year long, and as a result hung around the play-in all season long. Fortunately for them, Paul George is active, and he has had a couple weeks to ramp up for the playoffs, which is huge for them. He is a great player surrounded by good players like Reggie Jackson, Ivica Zubac, Marcus Morris, Norman Powell also returning from injury, and more. The Clippers, on paper, are really stinking good. The Wolves are not as deep as the Clippers. Karl Anthony Towns is one of the best in the league. He will no doubt be the deciding piece for Minnesota, but Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell will also no doubt be instrumental in this matchup. I don't really know who's going to be tasked with guarding Paul George. I don't think Anthony Edwards is the best choice for that. It could be Jared Vanderbilt, a very solid athletic big man and defensive specialist. but I don't know how much a difference either of those guys could do to them. In the end, I want the Wolves to win, but I'm going to go ahead on a limb and say the Clippers are going to take this one. In the last matchup, the 9th seed New Orleans Pelicans will duel the 10th seed San Antonio Spurs. The Pelicans have the momentum here and the firepower. The addition of CJ McCollum to New Orleans has been monumental. If you look at his Pelicans numbers, you'll see an all-star, easily one of the league's best guards post all-star break. He, alongside Jonas Valanciunas, who is a problem inside, and Brandon Ingram, someone who can give you an extra 20 points on a moderate efficiency, that's a tough out. For San Antonio, they have a really good two-way player in DeJounte Murray, who is my vote for a couple awards this year, as well as a few other noteworthy role guys like Jakob Poeltl. He's a pretty good defensive player, but all around, they don't have enough offense. So, sorry Spurs faithful, but I have to go with the Pelicans here. And rounding out the entirety of the play-in predictions, the Timberwolves will host the Pelicans for the 8th seed, and this one is going to be incredibly interesting. Two great centers, two great point guards, and two great wings. 6 all-star caliber guys on one court in a win or go home game is going to be pretty awesome to watch, and it will make for a great night of basketball. In the end, I have the Pelicans claiming the 8th seed, a mighty comeback of the ages, starting the year an abysmal 1-11, finishing in the playoffs. That'd be pretty stinking cool. Sorry Timberwolves fans, I really would like to see the Wolves make the playoffs, but I just don't think they will. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. Please let me know your predictions down below. I know I kind of talked fast in this video. I'm kind of juggling a lot of things within my house right now, and just taking this small bit of time that I have to record this, that way I can get it edited and uploaded before the play-in tournament actually starts, because the season just ended yesterday. The play-in starts tomorrow. There's not a lot of time there to get stuff done. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you all next time.